Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Nation newspaper. The major story here: Aiyedatiwa declared Ondo APC candidate amid protests. Aspirants kick as governor wins in 16 councils. Aiyedatiwa in EFCC custody. Another story here: Army vows to avenge killing of 2 officers, 4 soldiers in another ambush. Villagers fleeing from bandits move to government house. Federal government set to roll out CNG-powered vehicles. We mentioned that earlier in our news. And then $1.7 billion traded in 1 week on Forex window. Naira records gains. Some of the stories you'll find on the front page of the Nation newspaper. To the salient times now. Protests break out in Ondo over APC governorship primary. Party members were robbed, says Aiyedatiwa campaign office. NDLEA nabbed 3 wanted kingpins over 51.90 kilograms of heroin. Largest heroin seizure in Nigeria. Intercept Oman-bound drug consignment. And your story on Egba indigenous ship, full of falsehood, group tackles Adebutu. We don't have to be negatively competitive, actress doing Ibrahim tells Funke Akindele, as well as some of her other counterparts in the industry. Abducted RCCG pastor, passengers regain freedom in Oyo. Some stories you find on the front page of the Salient Times there. We'll move now to the front page of the First News newspaper. Ganduje suspension saga. North Central APC joins fray, moves to reclaim chairmanship as another APC ward faction suspends him. Kanu Anti-Graft Agency alleges ex-governor used BDCs to change looted funds to dollars. It's another case of impersonation. Anti-Ganduje ward exco are imposters, says State Party chapter. And another story here: 10,000 dignitaries to attend Baba Ladura Bidoye's 7-day funeral ceremony. CBN working to stabilize Naira, Cardozo is saying, says there will be ups and downs. And Abuja Chinese supermarket under fire for denying Nigerians entry. The story was trending on social media over the weekend. Yahaya Bello not hiding in our house, says ex-Kogi governor's family. Banditry fleeing villagers run into Zamfara government house for protection. Some stories you find on the front page of the First News newspaper. To the Matrix now. And the major story here is talking about Ondo APC primary, how Aiyedatiwa won it. Polls 48,569 votes to defeat Akim von Laring. Okay, Aiyedatiwa others. Violence protests mar election as other aspirants call for cancellation of exercise, threatened lawsuit. Several aspirants allege that no election took place in most parts of the state. Now, airlines avoiding Nigeria's airspace due to communication difficulties with air traffic controllers, Nama is saying. Another story here. CBN warns of up and down movement in forex rate in quest for stable price. Those are some of the stories you find on the front page. And quickly, this story. Nigeria poised for $2.2 billion fresh loan from World Bank, budgetary support from AFDB. Edun is saying SERAP charges Wike 36 governors to publish details of trillions of FAAC allocation. Some stories you find on the front page of the Matrix. And to the Nigerian News Direct, Ondo 2024, Aiyedatiwa coasts to victory as supporters of aggrieved aspirants storm party secretariat. Aspirants call for cancellation of election, alleged irregularities. Now, AMCON files bankruptcy suit against Milan Industries chairman Rajesh Valecha, director, over alleged 42 billion naira debt. Olatunji's abduction. Media bodies, civil society refer matter to ombudsman, allege increasing militarization of civic space. Some stories you find on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. To the First News newspaper. Labour Party boils as NLC moves to sack Abure today. And All right. I believe that that story is okay. Ganduje suspension saga. North Central APC joins fray, moves to reclaim chairmanship. Military launches manhunt for soldiers killers. Some of the stories you find on the front page of the First News newspaper. And then we move to the Daily Times. Federal government to roll out 2,700 CNG buses, tricycles before May the 29th to deliver 100 conversion workshops, 60 refueling sites spread across 18 states. And bandit storms and Farah markets kill 3, injure others. State Police Shatima Jonathan Abdul Salami, others for national dialogue. Some stories you find on the front page of the Daily Times. To the Inquirer now, Abuja Inquirer. Glitches, late start as jam continues nationwide. Officials in trouble for barring hijab-wearing candidates. Police get 20 million naira bounty placed on Abuja most wanted kidnappers. Shortage of doctors cost 3 lives in Kuje General Hospital. Obey court order on Yahaya Bello, CSO tells EFCC. Some stories you find on the front page of the Abuja Inquirer. And to the Daily Trust now, 2,583 Nigerians killed, 2,164 abducted in 3 months. A report is saying this. We've reduced casualty figures. NSA says there are over 300 bandit warlords in North. Fleeing villagers stormed Zamfara government house. And reported cases of kidnappings and killings, the infograph there on the front page. And, well, you might want to pick this paper up, that's the Daily Trust, to get more details with regards to the infograph. Then quickly, despite increased derivation fund, oil-producing states owe 1.6 trillion naira. Ondo APC governorship primary, Aiyedatiwa coasts to victory. Federal government to get fresh $2.2 billion World Bank loan, finance minister is saying. Some stories you find on the front page of the Daily Trust. Ibrahim.
Yes, Daily Independent is the first with me. Banks recapitalization, fear of injection of illicit funds into weak lenders heightens. Protest rock Ondo over APC Gov primary. Marafa asks Matawale to withdraw remarks against Northern elders. Ex-Nigeria Airways staff, 20 years after. Federal government yet to clear 34 billion naira severance package. Ex-workers dying for lack of money to take care of health. Union. Lagos APC should give Goba tickets to Ambode in 2027. Above the masthead, shareholders set agenda for new SEC board. Serap gives Wike governors 7 days to account for trillions of naira FAAC allegations. Vanguard newspapers next. Top manufacturers list woes incur 266 billion naira losses in 1 year. PDP, why Wike was allowed into National Caucus meeting. That's according to Senate Minority Leader. Nigeria set to receive fresh $2.2 billion World Bank loan. Edo Guba, Akoko Edo PDP stakeholders meet, plot victory for Igodalo. Ondo Guba, protest as 4 APC aspirants call for primary cancellation. Okwama Ewo identifies 11 persons killed by military, 413 houses destroyed. DIA versus Olatunji, NPAN, NGE, NPO, Bond, CSOs, others refer dispute to Ombudsman. Next is the Punch newspaper. Emefiele's social programs. Banks withhold 530 billion naira CBN funds. Cardoso may order refund. Axis Bank, GTB, FCMB, 6 others keep unused funds. SMEs seek fresh loans. NFIU, NESO to tackle anchor borrowers, loan defaulters. CBN rules out intervention. Federal government rolls out to 1,700 CNG buses, tricycles on May the 18th. Federal government probes $500 million local content loans project. Equity market suffers 1.6 trillion naira loss in 1 week. Kwara shots abattoir to probe poisonous meat allegation. Motorists, residents stranded as flood overruns Lagos, Ogun roads. This Nigeria is next. Inflation, how federal government's actions fuel high cost of goods. Experts, traders, consumers identify erratic border closures, insecurity of farmers, extortion by security agents at checkpoints as major causes. Almost 50%, excuse me, almost 50% of Nigeria's fresh agricultural produce lost at post-harvest stage, USAID. 6 soldiers killed in fresh ambush in Niger as troops eliminate bandits. Don't accept luggage without knowing its content, NDLEA warns travelers. First News editor. NPAN, NGA burn others decry militarization of civic space. Next is the Guardian newspaper. Used vehicles, import slums 32% as dealers trade safety for survival, savage titles. Bandits kill 6 soldiers, 2 vigilantes in Niger, civilians in Zamfara. World Bank pre-qualifies Nigeria for friendly $2.25 billion loan. APC's internal crisis lingers as another World Exco issues Ganduje fresh suspension. Media organizations refer Olatunji's case to Ombudsman. Next is the national economy. As Naira sustains gains, exports, others boost FX market with $17 billion in 3 months. CBN interventions in same period make only 3.2% inflows. Above the nameplate, Nigeria, 14 others have weak sovereign ratings. World Bank, FCCPC intensifies enforcement to discourage unfair price hike. And on the bottom strip, now that crude oil prices are rising, you can read that up on page 12 of the national economy. Next is the blueprint. Why 40-year term, 10-year moratorium? Federal government set to secure $2.25 billion World Bank loan at 1% interest. Targets AFDB low-interest funding. Bretton Woods funded electricity. Federal government launch 2,700 CNG buses, tricycles before Tinubu's first anniversary presidency. Anxiety as protest Ondo APC Gov primaries. Aiyedatiwa in early lead. Okekicks says exercise monumental disaster. Kwara confiscates poisoned beef. Shuts abattoir over death of 33 cows. And federal government won't pay incoming Super Eagles coach. Next is Leadership newspaper. 2024 budget, NUPRC, NAFDAC, 5 others, earmark 80.9 billion naira for welfare. Northern elders, not paperweight. Marafa, gunmen invade Abuja community, kidnap 5. And stakeholders brace up for CNG adoption. Another APC ward escos emerge, suspend Ganduje. Next is the Nature News newspaper. Nigeria recycles only 12% of plastic waste, generates 2.5 million tons annually. Recyclers attribute low rates to power failure. NITDA partners USAID on digital agriculture food security. Nature Care can holistic remedy heal fatty liver naturally. Casina farmers demand fertilizer subsidy to boost food supply. Chinese Grand Prix 2024, Max Verstappen wins with Lando Norris second. Tinubu to launch 100 CNG buses tricycle next month. World Earth Day, battle between planets and plastic. You can read that up on the Nature News newspaper. Last but not least is the Nation Sport Alive. West Ham plotting move for Ndidi. Hammers want Nigerian to replace Phillips. Everton, Crystal Palace, Juventus, Fenerbahce, Getafe, Sevilla, monitoring Nigeria. Ten Hag could resign from Man United on one condition. Man United told to pay 60 to 80 million euros for Brobbey. Also, we have an Okoya. Nigerians inspired me to set world's chess record. Says it couldn't just give up on them. Plays 60 hours non-stop game. Also, we have Silva's wife strongly hints at Chelsea's Chelsea exit. Man City make history with win over Chelsea at Wembley. Everton 2-0 against Northern Forest. Host win relegation 6-pointer. That's about it for the newspapers up for review this morning. Veronica.
Interesting. What is most prominent in the papers this morning is the Ondo APC primaries, where the governor, Aiyedatiwa, has won the governorship ticket for the party, the APC primaries that happened. But I want us to quickly touch on this story because we have short time here. Federal government set to roll out 2,000